Hello everyone, this is lecture 26 of PTRE 451545 Advanced Drilling. I did upload a new file for the project, but it's a more realistic scenario. This scenario has fracture gradient higher than before, 14.7, which is more close to the realistic value of Macondo. And you also have, what else? You have, I changed something else as well. Oh yeah, less kick volume. But you don't really care about it because I gave you the actual KMW. The thing is that if the KMW is 11.25 as it was before, the simulator already rates it as 11.3. So if you put 11.25, it won't do it. I guess it's one of the bugs in the simulator. If you do the project, if you do the kick circulation, I don't think you need to open the choke more than 10 to 15%, depending on what method you are using. I did it with 11.6 or something. The thing is that as the kick goes up and it expands, so unlike the homework where basically the kick doesn't expand, in the simulator the kick expands, the pressures get bigger, so you need to open the choke a little bit more. If you don't open, I think you are gonna get an underground blowout around very high.
If we don't
Open it further. Now, if you keep pumping and the yellow stays there at the bottom, it means that you are getting more kick. More kick. You need to close the choke, and then if you don't close it, if you close it too much, you get an underground blowout. But you don't need a lot of adjustments on the choke. If you once you get the choke up to like 10 to 15%, depending on what method you are using, I think you should be able to get it out and be okay with it. Now, yeah, that's about it. You can measure the mass and this stuff. Yeah, I did not measure the delta px may not be exactly 850. I did not verify that with the second simulation I ran. So I might be a little bit wrong, but it's around there. It's around there. Maybe I just ran it, I make a case for part A that is the same as this one without the kick, and then I run it again just to see what the delta px is, and I will send an update on Blackboard. But you don't really need a specific value for that, just approximately. If you take that value, even if you make it 1,000, and you multiply by KMW divided by the original math, you will get what the final circulating pressure is expected to be. And that will give it quite a big range. And of course, like if you get underground blowout, you can just restart. And then if you get more kick at the bottom, it means that you need to close the choke. Okay, you can keep going. Also, there will be a lot of variation because some of you guys may end up with a different kick volume. That's fine. That's fine. The goal is to drill through that.
Yeah, actually, I've been able to calculate the kick out if I downloaded the app on my phone. But at the point of drilling through the section, I realized I'm getting a kick, even with the.
Because you didn't fill up the marine riser.
I filled it up.
No, you didn't fill up. I bet you the marine riser is great. Or you didn't use the right, or you didn't use, oh, you did fill up the marine riser. Okay.
I noticed some yellow here. I don't know.
Does it stay yellow or is it a little bit?
It's yellow. So I stopped there now. That probably I will show you so that we do it together. I don't know why when I tried to drill through yesterday twice, it got a kick.
Okay.
So I don't know.
You got a kick, like a big one?
Then the volume here will start increasing. You know how the kick happens.
Okay, so you did get a kick.
So
Okay.
I now decided, okay, let me just
Let's
stop here
cheat
and
a
see.
little bit and make the kill mud weight. It will change it all. 335. Set. This is cheating, but try to,
Now
if you
drill
run
with
it at, yeah, at that it might be, yeah. Yeah, if you change the kill mud weight halfway, it changes all the mud that you pump. That's how the simulator is. You may need to use like 11.35 to do the job. How long did it take you to fill the marine riser?
Throughout yesterday, I was on it from, let me say 8 a.m., 9. I was doing it till like 5 p.m. when I gave up.
But you gave up, but you did it.
Yeah, I did it. I was able to circulate.
Yeah, but you were not able to drill through that.
Yeah, I was not
bad
able to
section.
drill it. So that's when I just stopped that. Okay, I'm tired now.
Are you sure you closed the well properly afterwards?
Probably during the process of, maybe I made a mistake. Who knows?
Yeah, I think now you may, yeah. Did you see that video I have with the marine riser?
Yeah, I watched the video. That's
Okay, so
that
you
I
did
was able
everything
to
the same.
feed. That's how I was able to feed the marine riser.
Okay.
Because at first, when I feed it, I went to drill. I got a blowout.
Yeah,
I now
yeah.
realized I didn't feed
You didn't feel it. It takes a while to feel it.
it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Something like that might be down. Now you try with the 11.35. If it works, it means that the mud weight that we put is not enough.
No.
We need bigger. In that case, I would send another announcement saying use 11.35 for the kill mud weight, just to be on the safe side, or 11.4. Then the simulator will take it as 11.4. And actually, that's realistic because in the oil field, you never see a second decimal. Yeah, you see a plus or minus if it's heavy, like 12.1 plus means 12.1 heavy, or minus means light. Yeah, but good job so far. It means you are almost there. Yeah, I think if you manage to drill through that bad section, it means that whatever you did, it worked. Yeah. And did you get underground blood at the beginning when you were getting close to the top?
The first time I ran it, I was able to circulate the kick out.
Okay, nice.
So everything went perfectly. But after then, when I now tried to drill, I got a blowout.
Because you didn't feel them.
Because I didn't feel. It took me almost 5 different attempts before I could try to even circulate. It was just giving me blowout.
What I did is
got frustrated as well.
I got I put my phone. It was late at night, past midnight. I put my phone at 11.6, and I was circulating out and got kicked.
When it's close to the surface.
Yeah.
So sometimes I use 13.3, 11.6, 15.
Yeah. But I kept it at one value and I left my phone and I was doing other stuff. Yeah, it went, yeah. When you, what I was gonna say, when it goes to that little side tube, which is basically making it to the surface, it gets very tall, and that's where you have the problems. Yeah, that's where you have the problems. And you need to be watching, and it happens fast. Any questions on, hey, Donald, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Did you get the project?
I haven't looked into it yet. I'll do it over the weekend.
Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Coyote, did you do it?
The project?
Yeah.
I don't have the software, so I'm actually
so your partner is doing it?
I'm doing with Dustin. I was supposed to meet today again. The
Okay.
last time we met was using the previous file, which didn't work. So,
yeah, it was very hard, the other file. The other file, it works, but you have to be on it all the time and play around. And this is the last week of classes. You guys have homeworks, exams, projects. Like it's gonna be a waste of time to have you guys watching the phone every 2 minutes. Any questions on the homework that is due today?
Yeah, but the homework, there was a point whereby our line crosses twice.
Yeah.
So how do we, which one do we pick? Do we pick the two or pick one?
Well, think about it. If it crosses twice, which one will be made first?
The shallower.
No?
The deeper.
The deeper, you go from the bottom up, which means the one to the left or the one to the right. of the diagram. Because your x-axis is what on that diagram?
Is the feet,
It's the edge above,
is
right?
the edge above, yeah.
Okay, so the edge above is it high, it means that I'm low in the
Mhm.
very deep. If it's small, it means that I'm high.
I'm high.
Okay, so you expect to find the low, the big edge, sorry, yeah, we reverse the axis, right? So it goes like from 10,000 to 0.
I don't think I reverse my own axis. My own axis is from 0 to 10,000.
What is the edge above?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you need to reverse the axis.
I need to reverse it.
So it looks like the up. Do you have the plot? Yeah, because I think, yeah, for question 4, 5, the y-axis is SICP, but the horizontal axis is edge above, the height above the kick. So when the kick is very low, you are on a the kick is very deep, and then it's coming up, coming up, coming up. So I want you to use, basically, let me draw for the people. Actually, oops. It's basically this, right? So here you go strokes per, you start from, this is basically TVD, and this is surface. So you go from here to here. This is what you are plotting. And then, so this would be, I want you to reverse the axis, this would be like 10,000, and this would be 0. Oh, it looks good.
This
Looks
0 to,
Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So when the line meets twice, what Bokun is asking is that the plot is something like this. And the line crosses, we said SICP, H above. The line crosses like this. So we have 2 intersection points.
yes.
Okay. They both indicate underground blowout.
Mhm.
Okay, which one will, when we have underground blowout, it's game over. Everything after that doesn't matter what you model. It's like having a fracture initiation. Which one would be made first? The left or right? As the kick is moving up the angles. Which of the 2 points would be made first? Are you sure? Would be
Maybe
made
the one to the left.
the first one, the first one to the left here. So that's the one that matters. Awesome. Any other questions on the homework? So did you guys notice that question number 2 and question number 7 is basically the same plot but flipped axis and different points? Yeah. That's basically one has VP initial on the x-axis, the other one has VP initial on the y-axis, something like that. And they are different points, but they are basically the same lines. One has like 2,500, the other one has 2,000, 3,000, something like that.
Which one has,
Question number 2 and question number 7.
this is my number 7 plot? I don't know.
Okay.
I plotted the initial picking on the horizontal.
Yeah, that's
because
good.
the casing
That's
shoe.
fine. And what about the, I don't know if it's correct, but it looks how it should look like. And what about question number 2?
Casing should get faster the initial picking.
This one should be, but
The
now that you
initial
have it
picking.
like this, what is the difference between question number 2 and question number 7? Is it the same plot? It should be the same, exact, but different points, same lines, different points. Now, but I want you to question 2, leave it, because we said VP on the y-axis, and then this one on the x-axis. So just flip it, and it's gonna be fine. But yeah, I think the lines are the same. The lines are the same pretty much. It's the same problem from different angles. It was intentionally made this way, and I forgot about it, that the lines are the same but different points. Somebody mentioned it to me in the office hours that I remember. Anyway, okay. So last time we saw the differences between the weight and weight method and the driller's method. Now in your reports, make sure that you put a plot like this saying the given points that you know. Basically, this is what I'm expecting to see in the circulation, and then you put a screenshot from your app, which shows how it really came out. And you need to understand the differences. There are differences, like some places you are gonna be going up and down a little bit, like that. You know why? Because you are manipulating the choke. So it's not exactly, this is idealistic, like this is what you expect, but in real life you got something else. Maybe you got another kick at the bottom and you have to circulate that out too. You need to measure it. It's not a bad thing. If you get more kick at the bottom, don't stop the simulation. Carry on, carry on. Now if you get underground blowout, you need to stop the simulation and start again. But you're past that point.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's see. Again, I wrote it wrong. It's weight and weight method. Let's see a video on that. And you will notice, like I said earlier, it's shorter time simulation-wise. And okay, we start drilling like before, circulating to 100, then rotate to 60, add weight on the bit. Now I didn't have to sign in to get the CWQ. I sped it up, and you know, at the point that I'm gonna get the blowout, the kick, I'm gonna get the kick somewhere here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I keep on drilling, drilling, drilling. Everything looks good. Same flow in as flow out. Active pit volume. You notice the active pit volume is 181.6. It started from 200. This is the mistake I think that you guys did in pretty much all of you did in the part A.
Which one should we have used for the initial fish? Is it this one?
No, in the offshore case it's 500.
Okay.
This one is a 200 tank. Yeah. Okay, now I got a kick. I see it, I pretend I didn't, but I have a high drilling rate. That's what I expect, and then a bigger flow out. I stop drilling. I will lift the bead up. I go the other way, basically. I lift the bead up, I stop rotating, I stop circulating. And I will get zero flow in with a positive flow out, which is a clear indication of a kick. Now, then I'm certain that I have a kick, which is actually moving because it was 2 ppg gas, I think. Okay. I will close the well. The BOP is different because it's onshore. Close the upper pipe ram, then open the choke line, and then you have to close the choke. So now I'm gonna open the choke line. Okay, go to the choke tab, rig AR on, close the choke to 0, and now wait for the pressures to rise. I will speed it up to 15. And now I have a solid kick there. but the kick is actually moving up, like as we speak, which is, it tells me that it's very light. I'm also concerned that in that case, the drill pipe pressure won't stabilize, which is a crazy case again, but that's what we could do. All right. Okay. So they keep rising, rising, rising because the kick is moving. And it's moving and expanding at the same time. It's pushing mud on both sides up. It pushes the mud above, further up. It pushes the mud down, further down and through the big nozzles. And now I try to find a value where it's moving stationary. It's a more difficult case than you guys had. And I find that magic 238 value, which was my, when we take that as a stabilized value, I calculate the kill mud weight, the FPP, and then the kill mud weight. FPP was 2200. Kill mud weight was 10.8. 10.76, okay, 10.8. I go to the app, try to find it. And then I will go to the welcome, no, kill mud. I will go enable 10.8, set, choose the color green, and then, okay, now I'm gonna do the, basically I'm gonna go, I said the math, I always forget that. Go to choke, open the choke a little bit and start pumping. So open the choke, start pumping, pump more, open the choke. So I'm at 18, 19% open choke, and I speed it up, and I monitor the pressures. I don't want my drill pipe pressure to be big, to be smaller than 238 plus the 400 value that was my delta PX for this case, 400 something. So 238 plus 400 and something, it's about 600. So I don't want my drill pipe pressure to drop below that value. And my choke pressure, I don't want it to drop below max, which is, I don't remember here. I have the calculations at the comments, at the description of the video. Anyway, but you see it's moving fast. And I'm monitoring the pressures to make sure. This one flow out is bigger than the flow in, but it's because the gas in the kick is expanding. Okay, so it goes down. And this is a quick case, it's the default case, which is basically onshore, shallow well. Now we are filling the annulus. And you notice that the choke pressure is rising. So my eyes are on it. And now, yeah, it's really rising. I think the mask was around 750 or 850, something like that. We'll see them in the description. And okay, all right. Come on. I will soon start flaring. So you see now choke pressure is at maximum. Now I really need to be my eyes on it. And also the drill pipe pressure. Now I see it being flared out. And okay, and now the flow in becomes equal to flow out because the kick is out of the well. Oops, sorry. That was be fair, okay. Now the kick is out. we are just pumping to replace the mud. We are measuring the mud weight on the surface until we see the proper mud. And of course, we also see from the strokes how far we are, because we cannot really see what is going on down the hole. And all right. Now you notice that the choke pressure is very low. We're away from mass. Drill pipe pressure is good. And okay, we're gonna get out of the well. Oops. All right. And now we should start seeing new mud coming out of the well. We'll stop pumping. And I can stop pumping with the choke open as much as I want. If I did my job right, I will get no flow back. This is what you need to do. Open the choke, go back to the situation with 11.3, keep the choke open and the well not flowing, and see if you get the flow back. Yeah. Skip. This is Dr. Drew. All right. I'm gonna go back to the choke tab, and I will have this at 0, and this is also 0. I open it to bleed all the pressures off, and both of those values should go to 0 if I did my job right. So it slowly goes to 0. So all good, all good. And you see this? This is how I want you to give me this plot. Screenshot it and tell me what is different than the one you made yourself, theoretical one. It's actually pretty close in this case. Yep. Enable, close the choke line, enable, open the pipe ramp, and now you are back to normal drilling operation. And if you did your job right, you should be able to drill through that bad section. Okay, lower the bead, start circulating. Actually, you should, normally what they do in the oil field, they start rotating before they lower the bead. Because now I lower it and I'm touching the bottom, I might not be able to start rotating. I will have more friction. Now wait on the bead, more, auto driller. And we start drilling through that bad section, and everything looks okay. I don't have a kick. I know I don't have it. I'm gonna drill through it. And the app will let me drill through that whole section and a little bit more. And at some point, it's gonna stop. It's gonna look like it's drilling, but it's not gonna be making more hole. Okay. I think for you guys, the target is 18,326 or something. I don't remember what I wrote in there. So we are going through that to make sure I went through it. Okay. Now I stop. I lift the bead of the bottom. I stop circulating. I stop pumping. Sorry, I stop rotating. I stop circulating. Circulating and pumping is the same thing. And then it should all go to 0, which tells me I need it. There you go. So no kick, nothing. I made it through that bad section. And let's see the calculations. Okay, look, I have here calculations. The FPP is 238, which is the stabilized drill pipe per me, right? So that you guys can see. I will move this here. This is the stabilized drill pipe pressure. 2209, raw kiloweight mat, 10.8. ICP is 380, not 400. So 380 is the delta PX that we measured in the old video from the circulating value. And FCP is that times the new mat divided by the old mat. Now, the mass, I measure the mass at the start of circulation and at the end of the circulation. And they are basically, the end of the circulation is really unnecessary, is what I said last time. You don't really need it, but it's good to have it just in case. Because at the end of the circulation, you're gonna be like much lower than this. But at the start of the circulation, it's not like varying. It's like at the start of the circulation and then the end of the circulation completely. So like throughout the process, your mass remains the start of the circulation value until you have the whole well filled with new mat. And then you use this one. So this is really redundant. I should put it in parentheses or something, or square brackets. I really care about this 822 value, which is the PFRAC minus 0.052 raw mat, the casing shoot depth. So this 822 value I really care about. And so this is what I need to have my SICP stay below this value all the time. And then my SIDPP should be above 238 plus 380 PSI, which is, hey Siri, what is 380 plus 238?
380 plus 238.
618 PSI. So, yeah, all good. And we measure the 380 from the old video. Okay, any questions on the weight and weight method?
The only question I have is the plotting of the graph of whereby the stroke is on the horizontal and we have I don't know that strokes, how do we get it? I know the formula, but
no, I want the qualitative value, but you need to calculate the strokes so that you know where you are when you are pumping, because you don't see that screen that I have with the well. You don't have it in real life. You don't know where you are. So you need to calculate how many strokes you need to go down the well and then up. Let me show you. I have a slide for that. We had a slide for that. How do I clean everything? Okay, we're done with the YouTube for today. So I'm closing it. Okay, you are asking a thing about, are you asking about this light?
yes, we don't have the Q pump. I think that's the only thing.
You don't have the Q pump?
I don't.
You don't have a Q pump? What are we pumping at? That's the whole reason I'm not letting you change the rate, the circulation rate. The 40 SPM. 40 SPM volumes are, cube pump is gallons per minute. So how do you go to SPM, from SPM to gallons per minute?
Oh,
From
that-
strokes per minute to gallons per
Okay.
minute,
Sorry, that's why.
you need to, sorry, cube pump is gallons per stroke. So, basically, gallons per stroke, oh, you confuse me. We have this PM, which is gallons, strokes per minute, okay? So you need to get the gallons per minute and divide the SPM value. So gallons per minute is, let's go back to YouTube. Really? Oh. You can do it either or, but come on. There you go. Do you see it? Where my mouse is?
Mhm.
What are the units?
That's gallons per minute.
But you need to see the top. So if you take the gallons per minute, you divide by 40, which is the strokes per minute, you make it gallons per stroke.
Okay.
So 167, for this case, 167 divided by 40 is this many gallons per stroke. But you can change those calculations, those fractions I gave you and use a different conversion factor. It's really up to you. In America, we use barrels and gallons. In Canada, they use some mixed system. In Europe, I guess they use different
That's fine.
SI units, yeah, and so on. But this is one version I gave you. And I gave you those equations specifically because I know in that equation sheet from University of Texas, they have the 42 in the denominator, which is wrong. I don't want confusions because the first year I was teaching this class, there were confusions. All right. Any questions? Any other questions? All right. So now we know about the weight and weight method. What are its advantages and what are its disadvantages? Advantage is very simple. It requires only one circulation. It was a quicker video. The pressures are lower compared to driller's method, mainly after kill mud weight is in the annulus and you have the whole drill string filled with kill mud weight. So it's easier to control those pressures. It's easier to stay below the mass. But disadvantages, calculations are necessary before you start the circulation. A priori means in advance in Latin. Further delays needed while preparing the kill mud weight. Necessary to maintain the BHP constant while preparing the kill mud weight via choke manipulation. This is actually important because in real life, it's not very quick. As soon as you have the kill mud weight, you put on your simulator the kill mud weight, right? In real life, you need the mud engineer to mix them. But also, it's going to take time. In that time, the bubble may be rising. So you need to be looking at the pressures, and if they go too high, you need to open the choke a little bit so you really need to, it takes time for all this to happen. Now in real life, again, they have a backup tank with a higher mud weighting. But that doesn't mean that that mud weight would be the correct one. So pump pressures are harder to control compared to DM, especially considering lag time and directional well trajectories. Yeah, you are pumping a heavier mat, it gives you other trouble, this kind of troubles. And with that, oh yeah, this is a picture from the book of Practical Well Control. That's the book where the YouTube model came out, 1978. It gives you information of how you shot in the well back in the day. And it's not very different than what we do with the simulator. Pick the pipe until the Kelly Saver sub is above the rotary table, that's lifting up. Stop the pumping, open the choke line manifold to the choke, close the BOP. It's pretty much what you're doing in different sequence, that's fine. Close the choke slowly while watching to see that the shut-in pressure does not exceed the posted maximum allowable pressure. On land jobs with deep protective pipe, that's intermediate casing. Where is it? Oh. The procedure can be very simple and straightforward. In marine drilling, that's offshore, it gets more complex. For example, pull up the Kelly until the safety valve is 2 or 3 feet above the rotary or measured height. Stop the pump. Open the inner and outer valves on the riser choke line, which is what you have on your simulator. Check to see that the manifold and choke are open. Close the upper annular preventer. Close the choke. Set a watch to see that the annular pressure does not exceed the maximum allowable pressure. Set a watch is like asking somebody who works there to be standing there and watching the gauges, basically. Which is good. You give them something to do, so you take them away from the stress of the situation. Now, if you go for the well control certification, this is what you are gonna learn to fill out. Okay, they are gonna give you a booklet that basically formula sheet that your formula table, not formula table, data table, whatever they call it these days. Daily recorded operational field data. And this is what you feel. Some of the stuff, except this, everything else, you are feeling before you get the kick. Okay, before you start drilling the operation. Okay, let's see. And you should be, I want you to be familiar, if you go for drilling certification, fill this slide before you go in so that you know what to expect, because this is what you are gonna see. Casing, you know what you have before you go in, right? Outer, inner diameter, blah, blah, blah. Casing shoot depth. Measure depth through vertical depth, okay. Liner, blah, 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 outer diameter, inner diameter, if you have. Liner, measure depth through vertical depth, drill pipe, outer diameter, inner diameter, heavyweight drill pipe. It's like stuff that you find from the well configuration tab on your simulator. Drill collars, blah, blah, blah. How many kinds of drill collars you have? In your simulator, you have 2 kinds, and they have different outer diameter each, so it affects the angular space there. You should take that into account when estimating the kick height. No, yeah, that's why the highest grade in PTRE was 89, and I think most people got 89 actually, or was it 100? I don't remember. Need to ask Kalu. Let me just check the message of Kalu very quickly then. It's Kalu's birthday today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I will take him out tomorrow. I have a dinner with a candidate today, so I have to cancel it.
It's enjoying. You're taking your student out.
Huh?
You're taking him out?
Yeah, I'll take, but tomorrow I cannot tonight. Okay, yeah, it was 89. 89, but like, yeah, there was a very low grade, but the second to that was 84. So it was fine. It was everybody got very close. Anyway, irrelevant. Bit size, you know, total drill string length, okay, you know, surface volumes, how many volumes you need to fill up the surface equipment. You know this stuff. Formation test, did you do leak of testing? What value did you get? Blah, blah, blah. mass weight equivalent of that value, mass. Basically, you measure the mass through those data. The depth, the casing shoe depth, etc., etc. And then you have pump number 1 and pump number 2, specifications of the pump, etc., etc. Things that we learned in the previous class, the undergrad drilling class. Things that you will need also to measure the stroke number. Okay. Now, present mat weight for you is 9.6. Leak of pressure, blah, 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 in PSI. I mean, it's 14.7 ppg equivalent, etc., etc. Annular capacity. Now, how many barrels per foot on the drill collars and out open hole, heavyweight pipe and open hole, drill pipe and open hole, drill pipe and liner. You see, it's very complicated in the oil field because you have a very complicated drill string. And then this one, this part, has to do with the well control. Okay, now I got a kick. Okay. Okay, what is my SIDPP changing? What is my SICP changing? We have tables so we can see how the SIDPP and SICP changes. Kick well, beat bottom hole, measure depth through vertical depth, shut in drill pipe pressure, the stabilized value, shut in casing pressure, the stabilized value. Kick size in barrels, that's from the kick pit gain. Present mat weight, pump number of strokes to go down and then up, etc., etc. So you know already how to fill this slide. And you should be very familiar with it before you go into that fundamentals, well-controlled fundamentals course, so that they don't make it hard for you. Same thing for this. This is all well-controlled calculations. Let's see. We have, and this tells you how to calculate everything, you know, shut-in drill pipe pressure plus 0.052 times true vertical depth plus mat weight is basically the kill mat weight. This is how you calculate. Oh, where is it? The pen. This is how you calculate kill mat weight. Okay. This is how you calculate the circulating rate. You have the ICP and the FCP, like I said earlier. ICP, FCP, and then you have basically the capacity estimations all the way to number of strokes and estimated time. This is a very useful sheet. I want you to review it before you go take that exam or whatever. MASP. This is how you calculate MASP if you have the leak of pressure. From the leak of pressure, you get the
Fraction player.
yeah. So you know sometimes the leak of pressure may be given to you in PPG. That's fine, right? You do the 0.052 times that times the true vertical depth of the casing shoe, and that's fine. You get what you want. Maximum allowable angular pressure with the present mat, maximum allowable angular pressure with the at the end of the circulation with the new mat. So you have all the values that that last one you may not really need too much. Okay, very, very easy. I'm trying to think if I'm missing something important here. Let's see. Length, capacity, that's volumetric capacity, gives you volume. Okay. You divide by the barrels per stroke, which is very easy. If you have gallons per minute, divide by strokes per minute, then you have gallons per stroke. divide by 42, and then you do, you get barrel per stroke. Very easy. And then you get the number of strokes, basically. Kill rate, that's your 40 SPM, strokes per minute. That's the slow circulation rate. They call it kill rate versus drilling rate. Drilling rate for you guys is 100 or something. Yeah. Kill rate is the slow. Let's see. Similar stuff here. You want to calculate the total volume surface to the bit, that's down the drill pipe, and then surface to surface. Sorry, bit to surface, annular up, and then you add them, you add this is going down, this is coming up, you add the two and you get this, which is the total. Okay, it's just, it looks intimidating, but it's basically things that you already know how to calculate. It's just, it needs to be done into one slide, one page, basically. Okay, same thing for those. Volume in barrels, volume stroke number, and then time. So you have everything. If you know strokes and you are pumping at the constant strokes per minute, you can convert that to minutes, right? So you know about time. All this is because you cannot really see what is going on downhole. So you need to know your estimation. So you do barrels, strokes, time, hours, I guess, or minutes. Yeah, easy stuff, not difficult. It looks intimidating, but it's not difficult. And then B2 casing shoe, which is good to know all the time. Oh, another one. Well-controlled checklist before the beginning to kill the well. Kick data, kick depth, blah, blah, blah. These are estimated. You don't really know. Fluid and well pressure consideration data, maximum mud weight, present mud weight, leak of test pressure, kill weight mud, leak of test pressure, blah, blah, blah. Circulating rate. Select what pump you are going to use to kill the well to circulate it out. Normally, you have 3 pumps in the rig. You have pump number 1, pump number 2, pump number 3. Which one you are going to use to circulate it out? What speed are you going to use? 40 for you. What's the circulating rate in barrels per minute? Okay, that if you know the gallons per minute, you divide by 42. Initial circulating pressure, you know how to calculate it. Final circulating pressure, you know how to calculate it. Now, how much volume from surface down to the bit through the drill string, and then from the bit to the casing shoe, and then from the bit to the surface, and then surface to surface means the whole thing. Okay, notice you don't add everything up because bit to casing shoe is included in the bit to surface. So you basically take this, ignore this, take this, add them up, and you get this. Then number of strokes, number of minutes, and you know everything. And then you measure, you start at the initial circulating pressure, and you need to end up at the FCP. You see with time how you basically go from from ICP to FCP. You are basically, oh, how do I clean this? I wrote it with the other pen. Okay. Erase all ink. Okay, good. Okay, so what you are trying to model, well, now I want to erase this one too. Okay. you basically are modeling let's just say this part to this part, right? This is why oh, okay. And no, yeah, this is where we are now. Okay, I have I took a screenshot or a photo of the page for drillers method. When the kick occurs, shutting the well, write down the pipe, drip pipe pressure, blah, 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 all the way. You see, it's 8 steps for them. For us, it was 15 steps, but to do the whole thing. You can read them. It's written in excellent English. And yeah, it's basically what we do on the simulator. And this is for the weight and weight method. Okay. Now, the concurrent method that I want to briefly talk about, we can do it on the simulator. We can do it on the simulator downstairs. The reason being is that in the simulator, when you change the PPG, it changes everything that you pumped already. So you can only have 2 PPGs in the well every time. The concurrent method is a hybrid of drillers method and weight method. But you know, when we say hybrid, it's not like something between the two. It's one like one with features of the second one. In a sense, like, you know that movie from 1980s, Back to the Future, and they said that by 2015 there will be flying cars, and there were no flying cars. But flying car is one thing. It's like a car that has wings, grows wings and flies, right? Now, what about those don't exist? But what about roadable aircraft?
Roadable aircraft.
Yeah, aircraft that fold the wings and they drive on the road. Those do exist. Those do exist, but it's very different, right? So when we say hybrid between the two, it doesn't mean sometimes we think like flying cars doesn't exist, but roadable aircraft does exist. Okay, they are not the same thing. They are not the same thing. Same thing with the concurrent method. It's basically weight and weight method with a twist coming from drillers. So it's not the same exact. It's not like in between the two. It's more towards on one side. So we try to keep the advantages of each method and eliminate the disadvantages. Not as complicated as people think, only requires a little bit more record keeping. You're going to be changing the mat weight as you go along. So you're going to start pumping early, just like the driller's method. You start immediately. You don't need to make any calculation. You start circulating with the old mat weight. Same thing here. But now you're going to be changing the mat weight in steps, in increments, as you go along. Okay, and you need to be measuring the changes of the pressure. You need to be very experienced and very comfortable with the pressures changing, and you monitor them very well. It needs to be very, very experienced crew in general. Like, you need to be on top of it. Even the people and everybody needs to be in coherence. Like, people who are circulating, people who are making the mat, people who are the people in the doghouse keeping the records. Like, everybody needs to be like coherent with each other. You cannot do it when there is like I don't know, 10 languages spoken on the rig. Like, it needs to be like everybody very good with each other. And mat is simultaneously weighed and circulated with the mat weight increasing by small density increments. Main disadvantages, you have slightly higher pressure than weight and weight method, as you would expect, And mud mixing is often less satisfactory because we say if we change it by increments of 0.5, it doesn't mean that we are gonna like mixing of mud weights is not as distinct as we think. We can have mud that is in between. It's not like very clear cut in real life, but it's a good option. Cannot be performed on your simulator. Hakim has done it on the big simulator downstairs. So he can show you if you guys want. I asked him to check if it's possible, and he said it is possible. Probably Kanu knows how to do it too. Okay. Now this is what the book says about the concurrent method from 1978. Step number 1, after the well is closed in and the information recorded, calculate the initial circulating pressure, the final circulating pressure, and the mud weight increase. Fill out the worksheet like the ones we saw before, using the increments of mud weight across the bottom of the graph instead of time or pump strokes. So instead of calculating strokes, and you say like, by stroke 50, I'm at this depth. By stroke 60, I'm at this depth. By stroke whatever. Now you're going to be changing it to mud weight. Okay, you're basically going to go slower from in increments, in steps. Like now, your project is like 9.6 ppg, and what is the kill mud weight? 11.3. Okay, so 3 and the 1.4 is 1.7 ppg that you need to increase. Okay, imagine if you increase the increments of 0.2. You need to do like 8 steps, 8.5 steps. Okay. Let's just say it's 11.4, the kill mud weight. So you need to do 9 steps, right? 4, 1, and 4, no, 8 steps. Okay, so you need to take 8 steps throughout the circulation process to go slowly from 9.6 to 11.4. And then you need to keep circulating until you get everything 11.4 throughout the well. Yeah. Start the pump and bring the kill rate. Bring to the kill rate 40 SPM for you while holding the casing pressure constant. When the pump is up to the kill rate, adjust the drill pipe pressure to the calculated value. The circulation can be started as soon as the initial circulating pressure has been determined. Now, you start circulating at the old mud weight, but you will have new mud weight into the well very early, like the weight and weight method. So it won't be a constant SIDPP as your mud is going down, as it's ideally. It's going to be decreasing. Why is decreasing? Because you get heavier mud weight in the drill stream, just like the weight and weight method. And it's decreasing. When you have the whole drill stream filled with kill mud weight, what is the sharding drill pipe pressure?
With the correct mode,
Yeah.
I think it should be 0.
It should be 0 if you are not flowing.
Okay.
But you're flowing, so it's like delta px times the kill mud weight divided by raw mud. Yeah. So eventually you're gonna get that, like the weight and weight method, but it's gonna be in steps. The circulation can be started as soon as the initial circulating pressure has been determined. So as soon as you calculate the ICP, you can start basically. When circulating, have the mud pit personnel call up the mud weights as the mud weight in the pits is increased. Each time that the mud weight increases to one of the values on the table at the bottom of the chart, have the choke operator adjust the circulating pressure to the drill pipe pressure shown on the graph. That's why I'm saying there needs to be good communication. There is a lot of people speaking with each other. They need to all be speaking the same language, but not, the same language. They need to be understanding each other very well. You should not mess this up. It's crazy. It can be very bad if you don't do it right. If you don't do it right, you are gonna get more kick. And then it's gonna become a blowout. You are gonna exceed the kick tolerance that you measure in your homework, and then you have all hell break loose. Continue until the heavy mud has circulated back to the surface and the well is dead. Right. The time between 3 and 4 is very long. Longer than weight and weighment. Okay. Any questions about the concurrent method? All right. Something that you need to do for the project is you are offshore, so you need to fill the marine riser with kill mud weight after you are done circulating the kick out and replacing the mud in the well with a kill mud weight. You need to take those additional steps. Okay, oops. So you go to the BOP tab, standpipe manifold, open valve 4, which is in green color. I will show you a video. Close valve 6, which is in red. Make it red. Open valve 2, make it basically green from red. When it's green is open, when it's red is closed. Then go to the BOP tab, click enable, open the upper keel. Then go to the reset the number of strokes, open choke simultaneously with increasing the pump rate to 100 SPM. And I'm asking you to do that with 100 SPM because this process is going to take time in the simulator. So instead of doing it at 40, do it at 100 SPM. Now, open the choke simultaneously with increasing the pump rate to 100 SPM, normal pump rate to save simulation time. Yeah, I felt sorry for you guys. So now you can try higher, but if you try higher, make sure you control the pressures. You should not exceed the mass. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, not the mass, because you are not through the choke now, right? Oh no, the choke is closed still. The choke is closed still. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Look at the MASP, look at the SIDPP. Once the marine riser is filled with kill mud weight, stop pumping, open the choke to 100% and wait until DPP is equal to CP, which is equal to 0. I think if you do that, you are going to be able to see if you have the right mud weighting or not. Then go to the BOP tab, click BOP, close the upper keel, enable vent upper pipe ram. Enable open, so this is how you do it. You open basically the pipe ram as before. You go to the standpipe manifold, close valve 4, close valve 2, open valve 6. I will show that in the video. Oops. Reset the number of strokes. Increase the pump rate to 100. Increase rotation to 60. Lower the bit to touch the bottom and apply weight on the bit. Start drilling, set the auto driller on. And this is a video of how to do it. We don't really have time to see the video. We have a lot of stuff left on this module. But anyway, I want you to see the video. So let me show you some of the pictures yet. When you click the standpipe manifold here, where you're going to see something like this, okay? I want you to open this, close this, and open this. So now you flow basically like that. Okay, this is how you are gonna feel the you need to do this basically. Okay, you need to do this. You click this, it's gonna open this, and it's gonna look like the previous slide, and you need to make it look like this slide. And then, oh no, we don't need to worry about that. I have the video which shows how it's done. Okay, you are at that, no. Come on. Okay, you are at this stage now. You have circulated the kick out, you have all math inside the well, but not new math. In the marine riser, you have old math. You need to change that, okay? But everything else is okay. You see, drill pipe pressure is equal to the choke pressure. So I'm good at that point. I just need to replace the mud in the marine riser. So I will go click that, go 462, 462. And then I will open the pipe keel because this is how we inject, right? We inject from the keel line. Okay. And then basically I inject from the keel line. I flow out from the choke as before. That's why I said I'm going to be looking at the mask still. Okay. And now the mask that I care about is the mask that the end of the circulation mask.
For the kick.
No, the other one.
For the kill.
Yeah, the kill mud weight, yeah. You know why, right? Because you have kill mud weight all throughout the well. Okay. Now I'm pumping at 100. And I'm gonna, you see, this is the kill line, this is the choke line. Now you see the green thing coming down the kill line, which is thicker. Okay, and now it's gonna start filling up the, you're gonna see green coming up here, all the way up. And it's gonna take a lot of time, that's why we inject that 100. We cheat a little bit. Okay. Now it goes all the way up. Now I should be able to stop pumping, open the well, and be safe, going back to zero. Okay. By the way, I don't have drill pipe pressure now. I have kill pressure because I'm injecting from the kill line. Okay, I go back to zero. I was in Miami in a very, I guess, expensive restaurant. And I was sitting alone and I was trying to do this before I came over. In like October 2022, I was preparing for this class. Anyway, I open the choke to 100, everything goes to zero, so I'm good. Okay, now I go to this the BOP. I will close the kill line because I injected what I wanted to inject, and I will just open the BOP, the pipe ram. And I will go back to what it was. I will basically go the other way. 264. 2 or 246, whatever. And now I'm normal. I go in from the drill pipe side. I come out from the return flow line. Now, if I open it, I should have 0, 0, 0 everywhere. You notice that the pit volume is 500 for the offshore case. It's a 500 pit tank. So circulate at 100, rotate at 60, add weight on the bead. Start drilling, and you will drill through that section. As this is how far, you see, this is how far the app allows you to go. If you keep going, it will be looking that it's rotating, but it's not going to be making any more hole. So this is what I want you basically to do. And then if you stop pumping, everything goes back to 0. So look, now, oops, sorry, no. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you stop pumping. Now every pressure is going to go to 0. 0, 0, 0. So you are good. Okay, so we are done with this video also. So what I'm trying to show here is that when you are in this situation, you are basically, where is the pen? Oh, there you go. You go in the well, not through the drill pipe anymore, as before, but you go in the well through the kill line. And then you come out of the well as you used to come out from the choke line, the upper choke. So you have a way to come in. Oh, sorry, you come out from with the flow line, sorry. You come out from the flow line. So you have a way to go in and a way to come out. You always need to establish that this is how mistakes are made and this is how you get underground blowout. And underground blowouts are pretty bad. It's like the worst nightmare. I think many of you watched my presentation for ARMA, which is basically Hakim's project, which is on underground blowouts. He's trying to come up with a method to find the best way to shut in the well without getting an underground blowout. This is his project, but basically, it's you never know in real life. You don't know the mass, the actual mass. You estimate it. You have a lot of unknowns, and then you have margins that you don't know about. So it's very hard to do everything right. It's possible to make a guess that will come out with a maximum or a worst case scenario. Okay. And if the rule of thumb is that if SICP is rising and is approaching the mask, you need to open the choke, right, to bleed off pressure. Yeah, it's the worst nightmare of every engineer, every well-controlled engineer. Okay. API has this rule of thumb that mandates that mass estimations are based on 80% of the burst pressure, which should be safe enough. Why do we use burst pressure and no fracture pressure? Because in several wells, there is rupture discs on liners that are there for safety. That means if the pressure inside goes too high, those rupture discs are gonna break before anything else in the well breaks. And in Macondo, this is what they had. They had rupture discs, but they thought the Macondo was flowing for 86 days before they shut it in. When it was flowing at a very high rate. There was a lot of sand coming up. Sand abrades the tubulars. It abraded those casing, those rupture discs, and we had the issue of the worries that there might be an underground blowout when you shut in the well. Because when you shut in the well, the pressure is going to go up. So you need to make sure the well holds. Okay. And this was the case that happened in Santa Barbara, 1969. That's a very famous case. But they were in trouble because they left most of the well without casing. Okay. So the casing was only at 250 feet. Everything else was open hole. And in that region, it's a very tectonically active region, which is basically strike slip fault in that case. It's a lot of faults. Faults help the fluids come up to the surface. Do you like this picture?
Yeah.
Hakim maybe.
Wow.
And then all this open hole section, all this. If you pressurize the well, all this section is exposed, okay? It goes all the way to the surface. Now, yeah, you already know about the story, but they were trying to get the well to shut in. They were getting oil flowing from the sides of the well. That was underground blowout, basically. And when the oil made it to the surface, it was called broaching. The well was broaching on the sea floor, sorry. And then you could see from the satellite oil coming out from the sides of the platform, and the people, the reporters called it oil boil-ups. Oil boil-up. This is why yesterday happened because of that incident in Santa Barbara. Now, yeah. The explanation is that you had a shallow casing shoe, low fracture pressure, low mass, very easy to exceed it. And the reservoir had enough pressure to keep pumping fluid through those fractures. It made it all the way to the surface. Plus, you had a tectonically active environment. Ecological disaster. Now, in Macondo, they were fearing the same thing will happen when you actually shut in the well. So they were, the government put together that team, well integrated team, to make sure that the well holds. But they were lucky that the casing shoe was very low and that the rupture discs held on. Now, what changed is Macondo is that you are mandated to calculate worst case discharge estimates before you start drilling the well. So you know if you do have a blowout, these are the flow rates you expect to see. And now Hakim is trying to use those values that you have to calculate regardless to come up with a method of shutting in the well safely. So make another utility of those values. Yeah, we'll carry on next time because yeah, we're almost done. It's just I wanted to show some stuff. But yeah, focus on the project. And Tuesday, I will see you guys.
I will not be around, I won't be around on Tuesday.
We are gonna be in OTC.
Yes.
You are gonna see the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are gonna go fast pace to finish this and then do MPD very quickly. And then is the exams.
On the 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if there is a need to make a review session, I can have a separate review session, or I can have Kalu give you guys a review session. That's fine with me. Let me know. And I'm available by email or by phone, anybody that needs me. Good luck in the project. Good luck in the homework is due tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. We are here? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. See you. Thank you, Donald.